From Oklahoma's News 4, this is Breaking News.
Kevin Ogle with you right now. We are following a chase in far western Oklahoma City. Let's go to Mason Dunn in Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4. And Mason, where are you? We know speeds have reached over 100 at one point.
Hefner making a left in an addition here. Now this is a shooting suspect that fled from a shooting call. That's why the police are following him right now. But we are near Council and Hefner right now.
Well, he's ducked in, like you said, he has ducked into a neighborhood here, and but he's not going to run a two-way radio. We know that for sure. We're getting a little bit of breakup in Mason's signal right now. But as Mason said, we believe this is a shooting suspect. There have been some earlier reports it could be some kind of domestic shooting issue, but we're still firming that up right now as we continue to follow this chase near Hefner and Rockwell. There you see the police right on them and getting a little bit of breakup here. But we do know that police laid some stop sticks, we believe, and we are thinking that may have had some kind of effect. You can't really tell right now with the tires. Looks like he's still running pretty well, so maybe he missed the stop sticks, but not going near as fast as they were earlier, and speeds reached up to 100 miles an hour at this point. And Mason, if you can hear me, buddy, it looks like he's leading a parade of police officers through that addition there.
Yeah, no, we're in an addition just on the north side of Wiley Post Airport. He's not going as fast as he was. I don't know if they got stop sticks, if they actually worked when they deployed, but he's headed southbound in this addition, and it's going to curve around and come back to the west if he keeps going.
Yeah, and I believe that's near the Lake Overholser area too, because we did see the lake in one of your earlier shots while you were setting up. A little difficult for them to do a pit maneuver here because you have other vehicles on the road and houses not too far. So I would imagine that's why they're taking their time here. Mason's still following this chase. Again, we do believe it looks like it's getting ready to come to an end, pulling into some kind of cul-de-sac here. And so we do think this is probably going to be the...
why they're not blocking the street, but they're not.
They're not blocking the street, and...
Of course, this is a shooting suspect, so they're kind of keeping their distance. We don't know if he continues to have a weapon in the car, so they're kind of keeping their distance right now, guys. Right,
and went through the cul-de-sacs, back out. We're sure the police they're going to be back on him very soon here. The black vehicle, we believe, is being driven by a shooting suspect who he shot or shot at. There are some reports it could be a domestic issue. We're still trying to get all of that firmed up with the police department, but there's really nowhere for him to go, so the chase will end eventually here with him being apprehended, or something will happen. We'll see here in just a minute if it continues. He looks to be stopping. All right, Mason, you're on. Well, I don't know what...
Okay, we are continuing westbound here in this neighborhood, so...
Well, he stopped. It looked like he almost threw something outside the window. We saw what we thought was a hand come out the window. The vehicle is stopped now, and now it's going again. Again, they are dealing with a shooting suspect, so they want to take this very carefully in far northwestern Oklahoma City right now. Hefner and Rockwell basically is where we're at right here, not too far from Lake Overholser. We saw that earlier. And again, this is just an addition this person is driving through. Earlier, as we heard, speeds had reached up to 110 miles per hour. They are at near Lake Hefner. Okay. I'm told that was Hefner, not Overholser, but that's a long way out for, yeah, that would be right. Okay, let's see what happens, Mason. This is kind of a bizarre chase from your experience. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he's coming back out on Hefner Road here, Hefner and Rockwell. is the major intersections here. So we'll have to see what he does when he gets out here to Hefner. This is a shooting suspect. They believe he still may have a weapon, and that's why they're trying to keep their distance, even though they had him cornered in a cul-de-sac and let him back out.
Yeah.
So
This is
we're now eastbound Hefner.
a dangerous time of day too, because as we know, school buses will be out and about here, and a lot of folks going out to pick up their kids from school as well. So we'll continue to follow it here. We apologize for the breakups. Sometimes that happens. Blowing through intersections, which of course could cause a wreck as well. Got a lot of police officers chasing this suspect, and again, the speeds are picking up. Not too far. I apologize. I was saying Lake Overholser. I thought they were further west, but this is in the Lake Hefner area.
Okay, he's still eastbound on and Ski Island area up here on MacArthur. Now he's stopped.
Stopped.
No, I'm sorry. He's continuing on.
No.
The cars in front of him are stopping, pulling over.
Yeah, and you had one.
So we are continuing eastbound. You're going to see Ski Island coming through your picture here. As Mark Dillard's giving you a great shot. We have stop sticks. They got officers up ahead with stop sticks. So with some more stop sticks up here. So we're going to see what happens.
And again, we do believe this person could be armed and dangerous. We believe it's a shooting suspect who he shot at or shot.
Now he's going the wrong way, eastbound. He went around the stop sticks and tried to. Here.
Maybe they got part of that driver, that passenger side front tire, maybe on that one. But he looks like he's moving along pretty good, so might have missed it.
Yeah, we're moving up here next to Lake Hefner. He's eastbound on Hefner Road. Like I keep saying, this is a shooting suspect with tinted windows, so they're trying to keep their distance, even though they are. I mean, right behind him. 5 squad cars right behind him. Got more stop sticks coming out. He's slowing down. He's going to go north on Dennis Drive here off of Hefner Road, and now back to the east. Or west.
And in addition right now, it's so dangerous because you don't know if kiddos are going to be out and about, and people like this don't usually care about who they hit or what they hit. So the police are not getting too close. They don't want to get him going too fast through that residential area.
They're going to try to block him in here in the neighborhood.
Well, they may let him through, Mason.
He just got by.
Yeah.
So he's making a left turn, going back out to Hefner. We'll see. It's actually in Bluff Creek.
Oh, Bluff Creek area, yeah. Well, if you're just tuning in,
making a right turn. Now we're back westbound on Hefner, coming up on MacArthur.
Okay.
Now he's turning into an apartment complex. It's Bluff Creek Apartments.
That guy needs to be careful over there. He could get in the middle of something he didn't want to be.
Whipping U-turns. Trying to see what happens here. He's
another U-turn, and he's back on the road again.
Back to the east on Hefner.
Okay. Not going very quickly now, but again, leading the police on a chase through northwest Oklahoma City. Hefner Road is what they're on right now. I believe it's heading back east, isn't it, Mason?
Okay, he's going to make another U-turn on Hefner.
All right.
They had stop sticks out, so he makes another U-turn. We got probably at least 6 police cars here, and they can't quite get him contained.
He's going to get up in some...
Back westbound on Hefner, approaching MacArthur.
Yeah, and he was going in the opposite lane, which is so dangerous. Could cause a head-on. He's going to
you just have people stopped all over on Hefner, Kevin, right now, because he's spending so much time in this area. He's coming up to a busy intersection here, MacArthur and Hefner. He's still westbound on Hefner, coming up on MacArthur, and he's going to get pinned in unless he goes through this gas station.
Yep.
which he's not. The car went ahead and turned, so he's continuing westbound on Hefner, passing MacArthur.
Mm-hmm.
Slower speeds.
Very slow right now. And for those just tuning in, yes, this is a police chase, but they've got to be very careful here because they're dealing with somebody that has allegedly already fired shots. And he's back onto another residential road.
Yeah, it's Blue Stem Drive. He's headed northbound on Blue Stem Drive. It's Blue Stem area.
Yes.
It's a nice residential area as he is still slow rolling through this neighborhood. I see police officers on MacArthur blocking the other exits on the way out of this neighborhood. This is actually a dead-end street.
Yes,
no, it's
it
not.
is.
It's, the trees are blocking it. He can
Yeah.
get through, but police are waiting for him up at MacArthur when he continues on this street.
Well, he has gone into cul-de-sacs, as you know, and just turned around and headed out the other way. And
yeah, we've got an officer up at MacArthur. He's got the stop sticks out.
no, this could end here.
He's hopefully going to get blocked in here. But remember, this is a shooting suspect,
Yes.
so they're not going to.
Exactly.
This is a serious situation here.
Yes, it is. Somebody who's already
Being this
done
close.
something.
There you go.
And he looks like he hit the stop sticks, but now he's northbound on
Okay.
MacArthur.
I think he just ran over
Passenger
the stop
side.
stick, so that could slow him down quite a bit. Those tires begin to flatten.
Yeah, they're saying the passenger side.
Yeah.
He hit the passenger side, so.
I think he hit passenger side with both the front and the rear tires there, Mason.
Yeah, police are all over the place out here, as you can imagine. As we're northbound on MacArthur, coming up on 122nd.
Okay. So he's heading further north. You see a school bus there. That's what we've been worrying about. School bus is out and about right now, the end of the school day. And that is a crowded
he's
intersection up there.
He's about 300 yards away from the intersection. The
Yeah.
intersection is
Pretty
got
crowded.
a lot of cars in the intersection
Yeah.
here.
This could be dangerous for civilians too.
He's going to try to squeeze his way through here. I'm
Well, he
sure
did.
these
Yeah.
people in these cars are wondering what in the world's going on.
Yep. There were some more stop sticks there.
Now he's going to be westbound on 122nd from MacArthur.
Does it appear those tires are getting any flatter there on the passenger side? I can't tell.
Okay, he's turning into a shopping center here.
Yep.
MacArthur and 122nd on the southwest corner. We're headed back south on this street.
Next to a shopping center right
Got some-
now. And the police, as you can
Got
imagine,
more,
are all over the place
yeah,
here.
more
Looks like
stop sticks, so he's going through here. This looks like, unless he jumps the curb, he can't, this is a parking lot he won't be able to get out of. Well,
it's
I
a
take that back.
cul-de-sac.
I'm
It's a
wrong there.
cul-de-sac.
He's got another exit.
near the
But hopefully they
Warwick
can box him in right here.
neighborhood. Yeah, they've been reluctant to do that, to actually put a car right in front of him. Here we go. Something just happened. He's got his car door open. Oh my goodness.
They're firing, guys. Sorry.
We're going to come back to me right now because, as you saw, shots were fired there. We don't want to present any unnecessary violence for you to see right now because that situation did get very, very volatile at the end. The man jumped out of the car. He could have had a weapon with him, and the shots were fired, as you saw there, right next to a light pole. The suspect jumped out of the car finally, and we do believe, I'm still looking at it here from high above, we have police officers gathered around the suspect. We're up probably high enough that we can go back to the scene here in just a minute and give you a shot from up above. There it is. But as you saw, there were many shots fired there. We're not sure who was shooting what at the time. The suspect did get up. It appeared that was pointing something. We don't know for sure if it was a gun, but officers couldn't take any chances apparently. We do have a body down there, so let's not get too tight on that scene right there. We've got police officers gathered around, as you can see. There is a body down. We assume it is the suspect. We knew it was going to get bad when he opened the door and began heading towards the officers here. And the back windshield blown out, we assume those were by shots being fired either by the suspect or the police officers. They tried the best they could, it appeared, to keep this from happening because they were not performing any pit maneuvers and they were not getting too close to the car in a residential area, afraid of exactly what just happened. And at the very end, the suspect decided that he was going to apparently ram the cars, opened up the car door, and began to do something. It appeared he was pointing, but we'll have to go back and look at the video to find out exactly what happened. We do know shots were fired, and the suspect is down there near 122nd and MacArthur in northwest Oklahoma City. A very violent end to what was a very bizarre police chase. Again, the officers not wanting to take any chances here in those residential areas. But as it turned out, Mason Dunn, the suspect apparently had other ideas.
Unfortunately, don't really like seeing that, no matter who or what is going on, but I believe he was firing shots before he opened his door. I could hear the officers calling on the radio that shots were fired. So once I heard that, I kind of knew what was going to go on if he tried to ram them. So unfortunately, they have called for an IMSA unit. As you can imagine, there are police everywhere. This is MacArthur, second in the southwest corner of the intersection here, in front of a church here,
Right.
and a little shopping center. So
Right, and when he
a
began...
violent end to this. To this, we don't think anybody else got hurt, which is a good thing, because this guy obviously had no intentions of, or didn't care about anybody else. So,
well, when he...
good news there.
Yeah.
For that.
And Mason, when he started barreling down to those officers with the door open, you and I both did a collective inhale because we knew something was getting ready to happen. That's not usually how these chases end, but it did today.
No, I've been doing this a long time, and to be honest, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Bad ending, really bad ending, and I just feel bad for actually showing that on the air, but we don't know what's going to happen. We heard the shots fired and didn't know that he was going to come out of his vehicle. Looked like he was pointing a weapon, and that's the end of that. So
yeah, well, it happened so fast, and we came back away from that as quickly as we could, but some of that obviously was shown, and that's the graphic way that particular chase ended, and that's what police have to deal with sometimes. And I did you see a weapon? I definitely saw him pointing something as he was coming out.
Well, it appeared that he jumped out pointing a weapon.
Yeah, so they can't take any...
You knew what was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
If he used the vehicle as a weapon, you knew that the officers were not going to have any part of that. So
yeah, they couldn't take a chance. You can't take a chance on that.
And it really does.
Yeah, you knew if he started, I could hear him saying, "Watch out, watch out, watch out" on the radio,
yeah.
And I knew he was using the car as a weapon, and I knew what was going to happen from there. So
well, again, it shows you how fast that happens and how quick police officers have to make a decision, and they just couldn't take any chances there. I'm joined by Eli Roberts now, who was in the newsroom watching the chase, and I know, Eli, when this thing ended, a lot of voices erupted back there.
Yeah, this isn't something that you see every day.
Yeah.
This is typically not the way these kinds of chases end. And the fact that it did end this way after carrying on for such a long time really does show that officers felt that there was a danger to people who were nearby, that they needed to take this kind of action.
Yeah, and they followed him for a long time, very slowly.
Very slowly.
Didn't want to provoke anything. This was a shooting suspect, and at the end of it, it appears that's what was going to happen again. So the police did open fire, and we don't know if the suspect is fatally wounded or wounded, but we know that he is down right now.
And we are told that there is a daycare and 2 schools that are in this area where all of this ultimately came to an end, which could be one of the reasons why officers decided to take the kind of action that we just saw, what you just saw on live TV a few minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go down to Abby Broyles. She is on the scene right now. Abby, we see the crime tape up where it all ended.
Yeah, Kevin, we arrived just after shots were fired. I'm going to step out of the shot and show you where police are back here. They literally just put the crime scene tape as we pulled on scene. There are more than a dozen police cars out here blocking this road. You can see back down that road that's where it all ended. There are a lot of businesses in this area. There are a lot of people who are out of their cars with cell phones and taking video and trying to figure out what happened. They have this stretch of MacArthur all blocked off, so there are cars being diverted down that way. But again, everything is happening right in front. Jordan's showing you where they have traffic blocked now. Again, we arrived just after shots were fired. People were getting out of their cars to see what's going on. So they've just put up crime scene tape, and police officers are back there. This is about as far as we can go. We'll be here gathering more information as we get it. We just got on scene, like I said a few moments ago, where Oklahoma City Police are taping up where that suspect was taken down just behind me. We'll check back in with you shortly. Reporting live Northeast Oklahoma City, Abby Broyles, Oklahoma's News 4.
Thank you, Abby. We're working to get the video to show you what happened just before the gunshots, because this chase went on for a long time.
It did go on for quite a long time.
Yeah, and at the end, he slowed down and barreled toward police, opened the door, looked to be pointing something, and that's when gunfire came from the police officers. And there is a suspect down there at that scene near 122nd and MacArthur in northwest Oklahoma City.
And IMSA is on the scene right now dealing with the aftermath of all of this. This isn't something that a lot of people were expecting, obviously, as that parade of police cars was going by. And a lot of people we saw in the video were stepping out of their cars, just trying to figure out exactly what was going on. But this chase was a very slow chase. It was also a very long chase at the same time.
And people may be wondering, well, why didn't they block him in those cul-de-sacs when he was turning around so slowly and getting out of the way? Well, we found out why. Because at the end, it appeared this suspect was going to turn violent, and that's the way this ended. And they tried everything they could, it looked like, for that not to happen. But it did. And we're going to show you that video again when he opens the door and comes back out, makes his last run toward the police officers. Again, as Eli told you, there's a daycare and 2 schools in that area, and we were worried earlier about school buses getting involved in this, and that's another reason police were taking it so easy. It's such a highly populated area with a lot of traffic this time of day, people going to get their kids, and school buses going to pick up children from school as well. We did see one school bus there at one intersection, and they were taking it, of course, very safe and not getting out into the middle of that at all.
The daycare center that is located near the scene is called La Petite Daycare Center, located at MacArthur by 122 and 120. Those roads, of course, are closed right now because of everything that is happening there at the moment.
All right, Eli, let's show the video of where this happened just before the gunshots were fired. The suspect goes up and he's going to turn around. And when he turns around, he will go back. It gets in the cul-de-sac here. As we were watching this live from Mason in Air Comfort Solutions Chopper 4. He's trapped here, as he has been before, stops, opens the door, and then starts barreling toward police. And right where we're going to stop this is when he jumps out.
Yeah, and that's
we
really
stop
the
it
moment
there.
there when all of this happened.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go back to Abby Broyles, who is on the scene right now. Abby, what are you learning as all of this is unfolding right now in real time?
And Abby, we are
Well,
told
Eli, I have
we are told he did come out with a gun. You could see it in our video.
Yeah, that's right. And I have a witness here with me, Bernard Mace. You came out here whenever you heard the commotion. Is that right? What did you see? You said a gentleman and bail out from the car.
Yes, I saw the car chase as it was driving down the street, followed by several police officers. They made a turn up here at the intersection, and then I saw other police officers turn down this street here, I guess, to block the guy because he was coming back through the neighborhood, and then heard a whole bunch of gunshots, and that's about it.
Did you get a good look at the gentleman when he bailed out of the car?
I saw him, and I didn't see him bail out the car, but I saw him while he was driving the car.
Pretty crazy scene out here. A lot of people are out here with their cell phones. Pretty frightening. What went through your mind when you saw this happen?
I was a little nervous at first. I didn't think it was going to end in this kind of situation, but you know, I was curious just like everybody else to see what was going on.
Did you see the police fire at the man?
Did not see any police officers fire because they were further down the street behind the bushes. I just heard the gunshots.
Okay. Bernard Mace, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you. Again, guys, a very active situation out here. Jordan, if you can show back this way one more time. Police are still working this scene. No one has left this scene. They are back there continuing to investigate and work the crime scene here. They still have traffic blocked off here on MacArthur. We'll gather more information as we get it. There are still a lot of folks out here trying to figure out what happened, but for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Hey, Abby, we just want to let you know that our team has been going over those final moments frame by frame, and it is very clear that that suspect did exit the vehicle, did get out of the vehicle, and he had a gun that was probably pointed at officers. And that would really explain why we saw all of this come to an end in the way that it did today.
No, they just couldn't take any chance. You know, that's, and you saw him pointing something in real time. You saw him jump out and point something, and you just figured it was a weapon, and that's when police officers took him down. And we're going to again show a little bit of this and show you how it ended. The door will open. The man begins barreling down here. Stops. Yeah. And jumps out. And again, we've been looking at it frame by frame, and there's no doubt he had a weapon.
Very dangerous situation indeed. Neutralized, though, at this point, and now officers will go through the process of starting the investigation and determining exactly what did occur today.
Heather Holm is here trying to tell me something. What did you say, Heather?
We're being told that he shot his daughter before this started.
We're getting word that there is another shooting victim and that it possibly was his daughter before this started. So we are gathering more information. We're talking about the suspect that was shot. Thank you, Heather. And there goes the suspect. We don't know if it's a fatal or if he's fatally or if he's wounded. And Mason, what are you hearing? I know you're listening to police.
Well, yeah, we're not hearing much right now. You think if he was fatally wounded that they wouldn't be putting him in an ambulance right now, so that's a little bit of hope, if you will. So right now they just put him in the ambulance, so you can see the crime scene to the right there where the shootout happened after he jumped out of a moving vehicle pointing a gun, appeared to be pointing a gun at police. So I think they were firing at the vehicle before he even jumped out, to tell you the truth. But we don't know that for sure because he was using the vehicle as a weapon. So and I think he may have fired a shot out the car before he used the vehicle as a weapon. So I don't know. We'll find out all those details later. But right now, just a tragic, unbelievable scene here at MacArthur and 122nd, just on the southwest corner.
Well, that would really explain a lot, because if he did actually show a weapon, and obviously if he shows it, there's a good chance that he would use it. As we watched that chase unfold, there were a number of times when officers could have blocked him in and prevented him from going further using other cars that were already on the roadway. But if he had a weapon, I'm sure that police officers were thinking first, let's not agitate this guy and bring, you know, innocent civilians into an already dangerous scene.
Okay, there you see, this is a frozen shot of the suspect on the right, coming out of the black car with a weapon, pointing it at the officer. And that is when the gun, say again, Irish, that's when the gun's coming out of his hand?
Yeah, you can see the gun right there.
Okay. After the impact of bullets coming at him. So the police did everything they could, it appeared, for this not to end violently, but the suspect had other plans here. And again, if you look at the right, you look closely.